Yo, what's up YouTube gang? I'm JPatz and I was digging earlier today and I found this sample that I think might be cool if I flip it. So here's what the sample sounds like. So just dope sounding, and I kind of envisioned something grimy with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up Serato and just see what we can do. Alright, cool. So I got the main part chopped up and I'm hearing it a little differently. Like, I think I can extend, I guess, the different chords for longer amounts of time instead of just having it switch right off to the next bar. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Also, I'm going to try pitch this. Yes, we're not going to do any crazy chopping, but what I am going to do, like I said, is just make this go a longer way, so. And then we'll go to the next chords. Yeah, this loop is kind of just going to be like the basis for the beat, and then we're going to just build on top of this. We get some drums probably from a Beat Butcher kit, and we're going to load it up into a drum rack as well. When I'm figuring out my drums, I like to have them all in a drum rack so I could play them together and try to get like the bounce and the rhythm that I want to do with the drum programming instead of just like clicking it in. For me personally, that just helps me figure out the rhythm that I want. Probably not going to use that kick, but just want a simple, like kind of subtle kick. Like I've said in previous videos, it's just all about taking the time to find the right sounds that fit the beat. I think a lot of producers are quick to just rush the drums and just do something quickly and get the idea out, but it really makes a difference when you take the time to find the rhythm and the right sounds to fit the beat. Keep that in mind when you're choosing out drums. So now I'm just gonna go in and like time correct some things. Just make sure things aren't too off. I'm not gonna have them perfectly on though either. I'm actually gonna layer these two. And then again, just fixing the timing a little bit. I honestly actually don't want it to be too on. Now we're just gonna add a hi-hat with more movement. Alright, so next we need to get a bass. Oh, I wanted to actually show you guys something. So if you don't know where to get a bass from that'll fit the sample well, a lot of the times you can find them in the actual sample and then tune one note and filter it down. And it seems like a lot of people don't realize this, but it's definitely a super dope technique. So I'm gonna just show you that right now. I heard a part like at the end of the sample where the bass is just running. So we could just take this and filter it down. Maybe an EQ just because we could get a little more accurate with that, so. What I'm actually gonna do is turn this into a note. So I'm gonna just that there, then freeze and flatten it. And then I'm actually gonna put it into a simpler, just so you could kind of actually see visually, and then we'll tune it in here. You could see when I have the tuner on this track that when I hit C, it's not hitting at C. So all you have to do is go into here and change the root note to whatever it says it's hitting on. So in this case, it says it's hitting F. So now if I hit C, now you see that it's hitting C. So just a little tip. And then what I'm gonna do is just saturate this a little bit, just so we could hear it a little more. So now we have a bass we can use. Go up a few octaves just so that we can hear that we in key. I think I know what the bass line is. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. Ba. Up. Yeah, I think that's it. There you go. So I just made that little bass line out of the sample and then just filtering it down to a single bass note. So it's a cool little trick if you weren't aware of that. Now I think I just want to add more layers and elements to this beat. I don't know, let's just listen through the sample and find some other stuff to layer in there. Basically what I'm going to do now is just chop out a bunch of little pieces of audio and just compile them as I go through this, and just parts I think might be cool layered in there. So I think if we could just get this organ part looping nicely, that might be dope. And we can try to filter out some of the other pieces in there, like the drums. All right, so now we got kind of an isolated organ. It's not crazy isolated, but I think it's good enough to layer on top of that. Again, I might actually just put this into a sampler, actually a simpler, because then what we could do right here is actually warp the thing. So I warped it to 2 beats. So let me add this. Same filter on. And it was also pitched up 5, I think. All right, so now we got this sound. Yo, so that's ill. So now we literally have an organ that we took from that sample and then just isolated, you know? So that's without the organ. And now with it. All right, and then I kind of want to do the same with this guitar. I think this guitar could fit in there. Pitch it up. Kind of sounds like a duck. So I think that with some delay in that could actually be pretty dope. Let's go Valhalla. Ooh, down an octave is nice. That's hard. Yo, so it's getting there, and it's pretty dope because the 3 layers that we added on, the bass, the organ, and the guitar, were all just one little tiny chop of a note, and we stretching that as far as we can go, you know, by tuning it and then playing it in key with the sample. You can get super dope and creative with this. Don't let yourself get limited or blocked, and if you are feeling limited, do something like this because it's actually really fun. It's almost like putting together a little jigsaw puzzle. I mean, and you could go and start adding other different songs in there and try to sample other little pieces like this. It's just an idea to help spark creativity. I want to find like either another section I can go to or just another chop or something, and then we should be good. You already know what I'm thinking with that flute. What's dope about Ableton is we can literally just drag this section of audio in and then adjust it from there. Let's actually make it a simpler again. Alright, so now we've EQ'd down the flute. Let's see if we could play it in key. See how literally we made like a whole section without even having the main sample loop in there? So now I think we're good. I think we just need to arrange it a bit and then we should be done. So I'm gonna just copy this over. I like just making sure that I have a hook part and a verse part, even if tracks like these might not have hooks and verses. Sometimes they're so grimy, they might just be bars the whole way through. But for me, I still like just having that progression and changing sound in my beats. So I always at the minimum, or if I don't know what else to do, just kind of set it up with like a 16 bar verse and an 8 bar hook. The 8 bar hook, like everything can be in there. Once I have that kind of basic thing that I think sounds pretty good, that's pretty much it. Like I'll duplicate that over and then come up with an intro and then we good, you know? All right, yeah, so for the intro, I'm gonna just do this, the loop. Alright, yo, so that's pretty much how you make a little grimy boom bap beat for someone like Conway the Machine or kind of anyone from Griselda. But hopefully there was some helpful content in there that you could apply to your own beats and come up with your own little source for. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell because it really helps out the channel and just kind of motivates me to make more content and share more knowledge with you guys. So thank you for tapping in. I'm JPatz. Peace.